So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the past 3, 4, 5 years, we've not had.
Oh, the media does not happen. This is the first time.
He used to. Then
used to,
somehow he went to sleep or some, I don't know. Okay. You know what? The problem I have with the bar association is everything you pay for.
Okay.
Then you pay your dues too.
Okay.
Dues are about 2,000. You are going to bar conference about 5,000. And you go, you pay for your accommodation. You have to queue for food and a lot of other things.
Okay.
So these things put stress on people.
Okay.
And
so unless you have the means, most people
yes,
really do
yes, or you get a nice senior who says, "I will sponsor you."
Okay.
Yeah. So the mid-year one had been dormant for a while.
Okay.
Then boom, it happened.
Okay.
So the reason it happened, I don't know. Perhaps as Otabil said once, times and seasons and times are different. Yeah. So
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Then this happens. You decide to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you were there. Was it for one day or for?
It's just a day thing. And there were people on virtual as well.
Okay.
About 200 people thereabout, we understand,
okay,
were virtual. Yeah.
They were following virtually.
You have to register as if you are in person. That's the sad aspect.
Oh.
Yes. If
in order to be able to take virtually.
Virtually, you pay as if you are there in person. That's the sad thing about some of these our things. So if the bar conference was like 1,500 for in-person attendance, virtual is about 1,500 for virtual one.
Okay. Was there clarity as to what was going to be discussed at the bar
Yes,
conference?
there was an agenda sent out.
And
you see, by our constitution, for resolution to be passed, it has to be submitted to the secretariat a number of days, I think 21 days prior to it's being used anyway.
21 days?
I think so, yes. Yeah, but that didn't happen. Again, Senna, you would have noticed that this media conference and its resolution, as you said, has generated so much backlash to the Bar Association that I believe now we are all thinking whether it was worth it or not, even though the proponents. I mean, you would have seen the past 3 days, the media commentary on the bar.
Yes, it's been quite negative.
Quite negative and very hard, yes. And now people are beginning to ask, why are they giving the bar so much attention? And you see, we call ourselves, we belong to a noble profession, and we need to keep that noble profession and our status, you see. So whether the resolution has achieved its purpose or not, we don't know.
I see. Now, and I want to go back to that. On the matter of the resolution, you say typically, the Ghana Bar Association, if you want to get the bar to pass a resolution, you need to have submitted that resolution 21 days to the conference.
Yes, you need to submit that resolution. I was looking for
that, how it works.
For that to read it to you.
And so whilst he finds that, if you just join us, we are having a conversation with lawyer Theophilus Dzimega. He is joining us in studio, member of LINSOR, Lawyers in Search of Democracy. They organized a press conference to comment on the Ghana Bar Association's resolution. He was there when everything played out right in front of him. And from the story he told us earlier in the week, they were all taken aback by the manner in which things happened, so much so that he had arrived at the conclusion that this was organized by a group of people, led by someone who a former appointee of the Akufo-Addo administration, who they pushed to the point where they got a resolution passed. He says even the passage of the resolution was not done through the legitimate means through it was done. So I just wanted some clarity on exactly what they are.
He said that a resolution intended for consideration at a conference shall be submitted in writing and signed by the proposer or proposers and one other member of the association, all of whom shall be of good standing, and shall be submitted to the secretariat at least 30 days before the date of the conference at which it is intended to be moved. but the General Council may admit a resolution notwithstanding that it is submitted after the expiry of the time limit.
Okay.
Where a resolution has been adopted by a regional annual conference or for submission to the annual conference, it shall be signed by the regional. So that's not it. Any resolution other than a resolution for amendment of the Constitution shall be passed by a simple majority of members present and voting. Yeah.
But it seems there's a portion of the provision which allows for, is it General Secretary, to admit a resolution?
To admit, it must be submitted to the regional, not the regional, the secretary to the. I've gone back. I've gone away from there again.
But it's quite interesting what you read and what was done.
Yeah.
As far as you're concerned, was that done in line with this provision?
No. Even we had issue with the notice period.
Okay.
The notice period was supposed to be 21 days for the conference.
Okay.
So we also realized that then a lot of people complained that they've not received the notice. I think I received mine 7 days to the conference. Yes.
Okay.
So a number of people complained that they didn't receive the notice.
The notice. Okay.
And you see, we are guided by things like company law, which talks about period you need to be given for such a conference, and we have our constitution as well. So that is also an issue that has bothered a number of people. Suffice it to say that if you were at the conference, you will notice that the president, all respect to her, Efuagati, was generally quiet.
Okay.
It was like, as I explained, a mother that's saying, don't do this, and you keep saying you will do it, and she will just be staring. And you see, we are supposed to be people who are decent and noble, etc. But we didn't see some of those things.
Okay.
Currently, a lot of both seniors and juniors are worried about where the bar is going. And you would have noticed that the Bar Association, if I'll say so. Because it's not everybody who is a lawyer who is a member.
Oh, really?
Yes.
You can be a lawyer but not be a member of the Ghana Bar Association.
Exactly. I'll give you one very big example that will amaze you. Chachu Chikata is not a member.
He's not a member of the Ghana Bar Association.
At all.
And he's allowed to continue to practice. I thought it was a
No,
requirement.
I will come to that.
Okay.
My former boss, the late Natasha Lamte.
Okay.
She doesn't even want to hear the thing about Ghana Bar Association.
Really?
Yes. I mean, she was, God bless her soul. She was very generous. She can give you the money. But you mentioned, I want to go to the bar conference. It's like, take your matter somewhere, please. You know, and GBA has made it such through some connivance. I'm using it loosely with the Ghana General Legal Council, that you can obtain your license through the GBA portal.
Okay.
By a person like Chachu and my former boss can go to the General Legal Council office, fill the form manually, and pay there and get their license.
Okay.
That's the difference.
Okay.
So for you to do it at the comfort of your home or your office, you need to be a member of the Ghana Bar Association.
Ghana Bar Association. Okay.
The sad aspect about the Ghana Bar Association, I told someone recently, is that you even pay for paying Ghana Bar Association. If you are using online, you pay for using online.
I see.
Yes. So if your license fee is 100 cedis, you are paying like 3 cedis for using online payment.
Oh, okay.
So
and
you
that
pay,
goes to the Ghana
wherever
Bar
it goes.
Association.
I don't. You see, we do a lot of things. When we go for bar conference, very few people have the opportunity to scrutinize our accounts.
Okay.
By the time the account is being debated, go to the hall, you will see more than 30, 40 people. Okay. Maybe those who are accountants and chartered accountants and are in the profession would like to come and display their skills. That's all. The other thing about the Bar Association too is that if this year I decide to go straight to GLC and obtain my license, so I will not pay dues. And next year I decide that, let me use Ghana Bar Association, they'll take this year's due from me and take next year's due from me.
I see.
Yes.
You cannot default. You must pay everything.
You cannot default your membership. You cannot decide that this year
okay.
I don't want to be a member. For example, if I'm going to maybe the US tomorrow and I decide that this year I'm not practicing in Ghana, so I don't want to pay dues. When I'm back in 3 years' time, I will start wherever I meet you. You will pay the backlog of all the 3 years before you are readmitted and continue. Yeah.
Okay, but I want you to emphasize that being a member of the bar is not the same as being a member of the Ghana Bar Association. You can be.
You see, once you are
Okay.
you are called as a lawyer, it means you are called to the bar.
Okay.
Your name is entered in the roll of lawyers.
Okay.
Called to the bar.
Okay.
And if you are from Sogankope, as you say, don't know whether you are from real Sogankope or somewhere around Sogankope.
I am from Sogankope.
Okay. They will put the Sena so and so of Sogankope has been admitted to the roll of bars lawyers in so and so date. Then you are a member of the bar.
Okay.
Nigeria has 2 bars now, 2 bar associations now.
Okay. Oh, they have to.
Yes, they have 2 now.
Okay.
And those days, Ward Brew was trying to get another bar association.
Okay. Oh, he was trying to.
Yes. But the sad aspect I noticed, and I mentioned it a couple of times, is that when that incident is played out, even in law school, you see everybody laughing, trying to find out what the hell is he saying that he wants a new one. But there is also has been registered Law Society of Ghana. I don't know if you are aware of that.
Yes, I've heard about Law Society of Ghana.
Yes, Law Society of Ghana. And as we said in our Linsor press conference the other day, we had previously, we only had GPRTU.
Okay. Yes.
Now we have Protua, Cooperative, and whatever you can think about. Previously, only NAT. Now we have NAGRAT. Consent Teachers Association.
Yeah.
A lot are there.
Yeah.
The day is coming, if we don't take time, with some of this, our behavior, the Law Society of Ghana has been registered with the Registrar General. They have their certificate of incorporation. They put their structures in place, they are gone. Yes, and I was advising some of them recently that if GBA takes 600 cedis for a lawyer to issue license, go and take 300. All of us will run to you. Just go and do that simple one. All of us will run to you and become members.
And there's no law that prevents them from being a full-fledged association of lawyers and having the same rights as the GBA. There's no law.
No, there's no law. And for some reason, the Constitution mentions Ghana Bar Association in a number of places.
Okay.
Which I believe the review will take into consideration.
Okay.
For example, if you look at the Real Estate Act, it didn't mention Ghana Institute of Surveyors. It mentioned Association of Surveyors.
Okay.
And I understand there are 2 different groups of surveyors in Ghana. So they rotate the membership.
Okay.
So if they had mentioned, let's say, Ghana Institute of Surveyors or Ghana Institution of Surveyors, they will say, we were the ones.
Okay.
Currently, GBA must give member of Regional Lands Commission, a member of the General Legal Council, a member. No. If they had just said the law associations in Ghana, and there are 5, they will say, hold on, let's sit down and debate. GBA will have this year. If it is 4 years, we will submit next year. You will come back the 3rd year. Someone will come back the 4th year. Something like that. So if we don't take time, what we are doing, the days where, excuse me, you were the only lawyer with a VW and you appear in the village and everybody says this is the lawyer, those days are gone. And let me use this opportunity to say good morning to my mother, Martha Dzimega, a.k.a. sister, and in Huahua, and all my boys in Huahua Zongo, Klinsman, Wahab, etc., etc. I will come back to them. But
I see.
Yes.
I see. So, because at this point, I've heard many people, including some even proposing that there's constitutional arrangements that limits association of lawyers to GBA should be looked at. How have we gotten to that point? Because it's occasionally your association may perhaps put forward a position that you disagree with, and you can state your disagreement. But how have we gone to the point where lawyers are even saying that we think the bar has been allowed to control, the association has been allowed to control the bar for too long, that there needs to be some democratization and other associations are allowed to come and the Constitution recognizes them too. What history is behind all this?
On my way here, I got a message from a senior who says that, oh, you are a young lawyer, relax more on the bar, and blah, blah. Senator, do you remember a certain man called Osai Mills?
Yeah, is it Neo Simon?
Neo Osai Mills.
Yes. He was a minister too.
You know he was president of Ghana Bar Association?
Yes.
You know he was literally kicked out?
No, that issue I'm not aware.
Okay. When Chachuchi Kata was incarcerated, I think he went and visited and made a statement on behalf of the Bar Association. And they said, that is not our position. So we want to take you off. So now, today, if we have elements of NDC who are members of the Ghana Bar Association, and they feel that, hey, you have done something previously against a member of the NDC, don't do it again this time. That's the sort of thing that brings the history I'm talking about. Okay. That's why in Linsod said that the Bar Association, as we have it now, has several political coloration of its members. So don't think those days that you were just the members of the bar and belong to one political. You look at when the Kwame Nkrumah and Victor Wusu became the president of the Ghana Bar Association, they opposed Kwame Nkrumah, Buzia, they opposed some of the things of Buzia because of the Salah case, etc. And move on. Then we have the abduction of the judges. Ghana Bar Association became very powerful. Then they boycotted. Then there was a public tribunal, and they told their members don't appear before any public tribunal. So in effect, they were all being geared towards one direction. Okay. That is why it appears to be like if Ghana Bar Association speaks, everything is volume. They speak volume, and everybody listens. Okay. But things have changed now. And as you said, and I indicated to you, Nigeria has another set of bar association. So perhaps a time is coming when, I don't know whether what Bruce one will rise, the Law Society of Ghana will rise, and they begin to rival it. Then, and yesterday, you see, I read several things online about how people lambasted the Bar Association, calling them, they're saying that they can be likened to any association, like Drunkards Association, Drivers Mates Association, Choba Operators Association. How did we get here? We shouldn't have gotten here in the first place. And the whole thing is that people were expecting lawyers who are learned to know more, not to have done some of the things they have done. So now Ghana Bar Association issued a statement to say, be careful, don't make comments about the ongoing process. Yet we issue a statement about the ongoing process. What are we talking about? And it wasn't those days that people don't know. These days, anybody can just Google and read all about us. So we are getting to a place where we need to identify. And you see, in 2022, at our annual bar conference in Ho, the acting Chief Justice then, Justice Doche, said, Ghana Bar Association has been asleep too long. They need to wake up and talk. Why do you think that for the past 8 years, Ghana Bar Association has been quiet? You remember the Ashama brutality from the military? Yeah. You know, did you hear Ghana Bar Association comment? No. Later they said that they were engaging the military hierarchy on it. The only time Ghana Bar Association spoke was at the last bar conference when the president of the Bar Association, Yao Boafo, spoke so much that he got a standing ovation. And the dignitaries who were there, you could see that they were not very happy with. But of course, Yao was going, so he could say anything he wanted to say. But beyond that, we have been quiet. When did they wake up? Is it when JM says that, come, you can always criticize me, but that's not the sort of criticism we were expecting, Sena?
I see. Very interesting. This particular matter, where do you think, because you're talking about, okay, so you go through the story again. For those who did not hear what you said, you were there when everything happened.
Yeah.
How did it happen? Because there are two speeches of Efua Gate. One, she's sitting as a member of a panel, talking on the matter. One, she also taking the podium and delivering a speech. So two things. In both cases, you get a sense that she was urging caution throughout.
Yeah.
That we decided to take the cautious approach, look at the Constitution. So if you listen to her and then they are talking about a resolution being passed, the way she sounded in the resolution, are not consistent.
No.
So how did you arrive at the point where
There were a group of people who asked that the Bar Association should condemn the President of the Republic.
A group of people?
Yes.
When you say a group of people, is it popular forum? Was it open for everybody to just speak?
Yeah, people were talking, but you will notice that they were organized.
Okay.
So, and we later heard that they were organized on a certain platform.
Okay.
I can't confirm that. There were a group of people who were, they were charging that, okay, condemn the President of the Republic for what is happening. And the executive were like, no, we can't do that. Then they say, if you can't do that, then commend him. Commend the president.
Condemn or commend?
Yes.
So they gave them two
options.
They gave
2 options. So it's like, take a side. If you can't condemn, then commend. So I believe that they wanted to...
so sort of an entrapment.
Yes.
You choose one or the other.
Yes, you choose one or the other. Yeah. Then they decide that, okay, they opened the floor. Everybody was talking. Then they say, okay, then let's have a vote, whether there should be a resolution or not. That was how it went. So it wasn't like there was a resolution submitted prior to that, as the Constitution says. So it was like, if you not do this and we will not do this, then let's try this one. And you could see, if you watch Efuagate's speech, as you said, you will see that she was a bit so calm. From where I sit, I think that it was a situation where they want to box the executives into the Osai Mills situation, that they betrayed us, let's remove them.
Okay,
but that didn't happen. And old foxes are good at tricks. That didn't happen. So what happened, therefore, is let's go for the resolution. And Senate, the resolution has attracted the wildest backlash I've seen recently directed at anybody.
But if they say let's go for the resolution, who decided what the resolution should be? Because if you're talking about membership, wide membership.
Yeah.
You were there. You're not New Patriotic Party.
No, we also spoke.
Yes.
So the against people also spoke.
So what was on the table was condemnation.
It was either condemnation
or
commendation.
Okay.
Yes. So you choose either you condemn
or commend.
So
your side was commend.
It was needless.
Okay, you felt
needless. None.
Okay.
None. It was needless. So let's allow, because we have just issued statement 3 days earlier.
Okay. So you were of the opinion that statement
was enough.
Adequate. Okay.
And as I told you the last time you interviewed me, you see how long it took for the resolution to come out?
Yes.
Resolutions are even released this very day that, so they had to go for the wedding and all this for it to come the level we have reached. Okay. But again, Senna, whilst on my way here, one of my friends again also said, this is your thing, you people move on from it because it's damaging you. And on a certain lawyer's platform I belonged to yesterday, I saw a cautious message from one guy, and he says, what do we do to redeem ourselves and make us stronger?
Okay.
That guy, with all intent and purposes, is not pro-NDC.
Okay.
Whether he's pro-MPP, I don't know. Okay. But for pro-NDC, I know he's not.
Okay.
And because if I were just by talking to a street person, I would know how to put him.
Okay.
Yes. But I'm talking to a wider audience now. And he was saying, GBA, let us sit up. Let's do something different. Have you noticed that those who were the proponents of the resolution have all gone quiet? You saw it on Nanabi's wall.
Yes.
Has he since commented on it?
In fact, we all know the resolution that was supposed to have been passed by the Ghana Bar Association sounded the same way as the position that had been publicly taken by the New Patriotic Party, through the party itself and its executives, through the minority, and also through former appointees, including the former deputy.
Diana Sonobada.
They had already stated those positions. So it felt like, I said, the GBA was taking an MPP position.
The GBA, I mean, let's be honest, had in the past been taking NPP position.
Okay.
No wonder they were quiet during the last 8 years. And Senna, when we were in Kumasi for the last election, a week to the election, we had the NDC lawyers conference in Ho. You notice that the following day, after when the conference ended, almost all the newspapers said NDC endorses Agbesi Jakpasu for the GBA presidency. Almost all the pro-MPP newspapers.
Yes, and I recall vividly.
Yes, and that somehow affected his chances anyway.
Okay.
So why would they do that if they have not been that way? They have always, and GBA had always been appeared to be a pro-MPP. That's why I traced the history for you. From Victor Usu, their opposition to Kwame Nkrumah, to all that. And look at the past presidents we've had and where most of them ended. Sam Okujeto, where he is. Akufo-Addo wanted to be, but they say he was a politically exposed person. He was just a Greater Accra one. Nena Megache, all those ones. See where they are. They all have been Frank Davis. All those guys. See where they are. We all know. So it is. I was reading this morning again. Someone was advising that why don't other political parties also strengthen their membership into the Bar Association and get elected? But that should not be the situation.
Because it seems we expect that when you come in from the position of a constitution and your understanding of the law, that you bring a certain you bring a certain contribution that enlightens matters. But it seems you're suggesting that when it all comes down to the wire, you know where the GBA will fall.
Yeah, we know. Otherwise, GBA would not have been quiet. Senna, a sitting judge was pulled out of a courtroom. GBA was quiet. Can you believe that if that had happened between January this year and now, what GBA would have done? GBA was quiet. A sitting judge. When the then leader of the bar was allegedly caught on tape trying to convince a witness on how to testify,
yes,
GBA was loudly quiet. Those are the sort of things we are talking about. Why was GBA quiet? And now all of a sudden, GBA has woken up to say, we are not talking. It doesn't work like that these days. People are wide awake. And that's one of the things Linsod had told them. Hey, take it easy. Don't do it that way. We have moved away from that. Yeah.
So, as a member of the bar, you expect that now that the NDC is in power, you expect to hear the GBA more?
Yes, but
predictably,
you
can predict what
we expect to hear from them more. But they should also be aware that people will compare their record in the last 8 years to now that NDC is in power. And maybe, Senna, if you remember, when JM met GBA during Tony Forson's time, JM asked them, why are they quiet? Yes, he asked why are they quiet. They said, oh, they are not quiet. They comment on national issues, but they have been quiet. So now people will be asking, what moral rights do you have to now be talking when you were quiet then? So for me, let the association come back to its core values. And for Law Society of Ghana, I'm willing to be their consultant to help them grow. And Senna, competition is very good. Now, if you get to when you go to Accra Station, there's Pro Tour, there's GPRTU. You look at which one you want to join.
And join.
Cooperative, and you join. and some. I mean, you look at the type of vehicles, or if you are sending letters and small things to parents, you know what you want to join. You want to send which of them. Competition is good. So let us have something like that. And when you just interviewed somebody from a Federation of Labour and the you see, yes. If it had all been TUC as we are known during Napoleon Post time and all those ones, I mean, would have swallowed everything. But now there's a different angle saying, hey, we didn't agree on that. So I think competition is good. So others must come on board. I'm not advocating for disintegration. And again, you can be a member of Law Society of Ghana and be a member of GBA. Nothing stops you.
You can be a member of both.
Both. Nothing stops you. Indeed, the Constitution allows you freedom of association.
Okay.
So you can decide to associate yourself with
Both.
Nobody will stop you on anything like that. Yeah. And there are people here who are members of the UK bar, and they are members of Ghana bar, and members of the New York bar. Nothing stops them. Yeah.
Well, if you just join us, we are in studio with a private legal practitioner, TK Dzimega, member of Linsort. Now, let's go back to Linsort's press conference. Exactly what is your main, I wanted to put it, what is your point? What was the point of the press conference?
The point of the press conference is to stop, stop GBA in East Track, to say, do the right thing.
Okay.
He who comes to equity must do equity.
Okay.
You can't be doing one thing and be asking others to do another. What you are asking us to do the same thing. Okay. Number 2, don't use GBA to be somebody's vehicle to achieve their own aim politically. Politically, don't use that, because we belong to different political groups. Number 3, as lawyers, let us observe the due process and allow the due process to flow. That is what we have subscribed to. We may not like it, but that's what we have subscribed. So basically, those were the 3 things. And we trace the history of events for GBA to say that this happened, and let's follow it that way. Then we also noticed that they made a lot of incorrect statements, particularly bordering on the use of discretionary power.
Okay.
So we decided that let us use the opportunity to also educate them on the use of discretionary power.
Yeah. You decided to educate the GBA?
Yes, he said. I mean, currently if GBA goes to court, GBA will have to take a lawyer. Okay. So a lawyer will have to advise GBA.
So interestingly,
yes.
the GBA is now led by Efo Agate, who's been at the bar for many years. Many of the persons who are in executive positions are members of the bar, many years standing, been practicing for a long time. How is it that the GBA gets to the position where they can't take a position that you will agree with?
I read somewhere as well that GBA has lost a number of cases that are taken to court. Yeah. There should be a reason why. Either the emotions and the sociology has taken good part or better part to the legal aspects. Do you know GBA had gone to court literally for a Chief Justice to be removed before?
GBA goes to court?
Yes.
Under the 1992 Constitution?
Yes.
For a Chief Justice to be removed?
Yes. I.K. Aban. You are not aware?
No.
Okay.
No.
So GBA went to court to say that the warrant signed appointing him should be withdrawn because one of the qualifications to be a Chief Justice is a person of high moral character.
Okay.
And that guy is not a person of high moral character. Then the Supreme Court says, this is actually to remove the Chief Justice, clothed in a different form. But you know the processes for removing the
Chief Justice.
So go and use that process.
Okay.
Assuming GBA had won that the president should remove the warrant that has appointed or cancel the warrant that has appointed I.K. Aban, what becomes of him? A former Chief Justice.
He would have been removed.
He would have been removed.
Yes.
And today GBA is shouting about removal of a Chief Justice. When you were once advised, go and use the right route to remove the person, if you really are minded to remove the person. Are you getting the irony?
Yes.
So GBA had been in court before to remove a Chief Justice. Only that we dress it differently. That we were going for an interpretation of a constitutional matter. Senna, I am a southpaw. I use my left to right. Where I come from, people who use their left cannot be made chiefs. Okay. Assuming I am made a chief, and you go to court to say that the court to declare that by our tradition, lefties cannot be chiefs, and the court declares and gives you that, you will come back home and say, hey, they say lefties cannot be chiefs, so this guy cannot be chief. They'll distill you. No, but there's a process for distillment.
Yes.
But you see, they went round this one to bring it happened even in Ashanti Mampo. They wanted to remove a chief that way. And the court says, hey, you wanted to remove this guy. Go and use the
traditional process.
Properly. So GBA had been in court before trying to remove a Chief Justice, I.K. Aban. So for GBA today to be appearing to be very serious and defenders of the constitutional rights of the removal of a Chief Justice makes it a bit of a laughing issue.
I see.
Yeah.
What about, I think there was one issue you raised. You said you were educating them on it.
Yeah.
What did they get wrong there?
You see, a lot of them ran to use
The matter of discretion.
Yes, the discretion.
Yeah.
Now, the discretion, it talks about the fact that you need to publish by a constitutional instrument.
Yeah.
So everybody was thinking about CI. Now, Senna, you know CI takes 21 days to mature.
Okay.
And in apart from the Ransford case, there was also another. You remember the Muntier 3 case?
Yes.
You remember this guy, Elipli Magbamava, went to court to say the president should have exercised that discretion without publishing. Then Alfred Tua Yeboah also went to court on similar issue.
Okay.
And Nana Asante Bediato also went. And the court said, we have stated in Ransford France and EC that you don't need to publish CI. Indeed, can you imagine that anybody who has inserted this clause in the Constitution about the removal of the Chief Justice is also envisaging that you will go to, when you want to remove the CJ, you go to the Parliament and wait for 21 days and publish. Can you believe that? That would be absurd. And the president exercises a number of discretionary powers every day. So can you imagine the president going to Parliament every morning to say, today I am thinking about exercising 5 discretionary powers. So I'm bringing a CI. That will mature in 3 weeks' time.
Yes.
When that happens, then I will exercise my discretionary power. The court says that will lead to a nuclear meltdown. So it shouldn't happen. But for some reason, that was lost on the proponents of the resolution. They forgot about it and keep saying that the president ought to have published this, ought to have published that, ought to have published this. And indeed, you see, if GBA is minded to say that the wrong thing is being done, what do they have to do? Go to court.
Yes.
You don't have to go to a conference to declare. Go to court. Let the court pronounce it. And also, this matter is being handled by the Supreme Court. Why then do you go talking about it? Then you went on to also talk about the administrative duties of the acting Chief Justice. And in July 2023, the suspended CJ issued a directive for the suspension of the use of electronic allocation of cases. Then GBA had seen nothing wrong about it. You now have a new one acting, and you are saying, don't do it this way. No. Let us draw their attention to it. And you see, we indicated earlier on, or I indicated earlier on, that we are firmly of the belief that GBA is becoming or has been an appendage of a political agenda. So let's draw the attention that is not happening this time. Lie. Yeah.
Well, we still have in studio, of course, T.K. Dzimega Esq, who is a private legal practitioner, a member of Linksword. We're having a conversation with him. We need to take a quick break, but before that, a few things to deal with. First, create unforgettable memories. Transform your living room and bedroom into a sanctuary with our stunning selection of sofas, couches, dressers, dining sets, center tables, and a wide range of beds and mattresses and other home soft furnishings. This season, shop and save up to 30% discount and discover the perfect blend of style, comfort, and affordability at Ash Foam's exclusive furniture promotion. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Take advantage of our mega discount promotion up to 30% on selected products. You can call us on 0243 200 729 or 0244 642481 or 0559 02 7907. Like I said, up to 30% on selected products. It could be the product that you pick from any Ashroom shop. that will benefit from that 30% discount. So visit any of our showrooms in all the big malls and depots in Medina Taxi Rank, Agbogba, Vineyard, Tema Casino, and all our foam shops across the country. Free delivery to your doorstep. Please be mindful of internet fraudsters. Terms and conditions apply. Be an Ash Foamer now. Ash Foam, know it, feel it. And are you looking for authentic, durable, and long-lasting UPVC and HDPE pipes for all your plumbing and construction needs? Then look no further. Did you know for over 50 years, Duraplast Limited has been the only name behind quality and durable pipes in Ghana and other West African countries? At Duraplast Limited, precision is a virtue we trust most. Hence, our consistency in providing you with ISO certified quality UPVC and HDPE pipes for accurate and excellent plumbing or electrical works, including drainage pipes for free flow of water without implosive blockages. For your water storage, Duraplast gives you the ultimate in water storage tank. Water tank is the only water storage tank with a level indicator to help you know the accurate water you have at home and your offices. Call Duraplast Limited today on 0242 818 874 for your water tank, and for other plastic pipe products. For other plastic pipe products, you can locate Duraplast at plot number 10, 11, and 12 Daddy Ban Road, North Industrial Accra North, or locate a distributor close to you for your authentic Duraplast products. Water tank. Remember, where Duraplast goes, water flows. Remember, you have up till 8th May. If you're looking for a refrigerator that keeps your food fresher for longer while saving energy, there's no other place to look. Hisense, the only brand in Ghana approved under the new high energy efficiency standard. That means lower electricity bills, reliable cooling, and top-tier innovation design for your home. From sleek single-door options to spacious side-by-side and cross-door designs, we have the perfect refrigerator to match your lifestyle. Whether you're stocking up on fresh produce, chilling drinks, or preserving leftovers, Hisense ensures consistent cooling and long-lasting freshness every day. Yes, we started 28th April.